Coming up on Torrance today, who knew shopping for eggs could be such a challenge? Well, it's not at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market. We're there to check in with a popular egg vendor. Do you want to help make a difference in our community? Volunteer for the upcoming annual Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. And looking for a new job in the new year? Hear from another Torrance Transit bus operator on why you should join Team Torrance. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, January 17th. I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's our first story. If you've been shopping for eggs at the grocery store, you may have been greeted by empty shelves or soaring prices. The bird flu, inflation, and supply chain issues are partially to blame. City Cable's Kirk Lyons was at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market this morning with more on this pressing matter. Kirk?
Thank you, Christine. I am here at Le Bon Ranch at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market on a very chilly morning, and I am standing with Kimberly Silva, who her family owns Le Bon Ranch. Kimberly, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Now, Le Bon they're all about eggs, right? I mean, you guys are egg farmers specifically.
Correct, yes.
Okay, well, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been a bit of an egg shortage in our country. Would like to know, I want your take on it and to let our viewers know, first off, why is there an egg shortage?
Yeah, so there's an egg shortage right now because there is a nationwide bird influenza going around. And so a lot of farms are shutting down because if one of your chickens gets infected, they'll kill the whole flock. Because in terms of getting infected, it's very, very contagious. And so they'll close a lot of farms because, a lot of them can't recuperate after that and go back into business and purchase more chickens. And so chickens are hard to come by right now. Farms that have egg production are hard to come by. So it just creates an overall shortage.
Wow, so it's really like a perfect storm. I mean, you've got this influenza that's highly contagious, and instead of losing your farm, you'd rather take a loss for a period of time. Mm-hmm. So does this have anything to do with inflation or the supply chain, or is it merely this bird, the avian flu?
The avian flu, but also because of inflation, all the food and supplies that go into growing, like keeping up a farm, a poultry raising farm, have gone up. And then also the bird influenza is kind of just like the cherry on top of all that, and extra precautions that you have to take in order to keep your chickens healthy.
Right, so now this is a national problem and you guys are local. Mm-hmm. How is it affecting you, and has the bird influenza come anywhere near us, and has it affected your farming of the eggs?
In terms of our hens being sick, no. Luckily, we are doing all we can to keep them healthy. But in terms of us being able to replenish our hens when they get older and get new ones, in terms of supplies, all that, it has affected us because the cost has just gone way up. And so on top of that, not being able to get hens has created a shortage of eggs for us as well.
So Kimberly, the prices have absolutely skyrocketed in the market. One thing I think that we're seeing happening, though, is that the prices now really are very close in terms of what you get in the market to what you get here, but the difference is you're getting a far better quality egg, correct?
Yeah, correct. Our eggs are all 1 to 2 days old. They're pasture-raised, are running around, scratching, eating bugs and grass, and then they're just, real fresh eggs overall. They're local. We're from Warner Springs here in California.
So this is Marshall Seville. He is a Torrance resident and a shopper here at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market, and also someone who is standing in line waiting for eggs. Tell me, what brings you out here on like a 45-degree morning to stand in line for eggs at Le Bon Ranch?
I really like their eggs. They're really great. It's worth standing in line for 20 minutes. It really is.
So prior to the egg shortage that has been sort of sweeping the country, were you still coming here for eggs, or were you?
I was. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I've been coming here for a couple of years.
Okay, so actually, the egg shortage in the market hasn't affected you one bit. You're just you're doing your normal thing, and tell me a little bit about why these eggs are so special.
I don't know. They just taste different. They taste more fresh, and so my wife likes them. I like them, and it's not a big driver to our budget to buy the eggs, even if they're $9 a dozen. So we come out here and shop. We shop for other things also, so we're willing to stand in line a little extra time to get these.
So Kimberly, I know you're busy, and I'm gonna let you get back to your gig here in a sec. But one more question: they're limiting egg purchases in the stores. Are you guys limiting customers here?
We are not. I mean, as long as it's not like by the box full, but you know, you can get 5, 6 dozens, and it's first come, first serve pretty much at this point.
Well, there you go. So a bunch of reasons here to come to LeBon Farms at the Torrance Certified Farmers Market and to get your eggs. You know, you may have to wait in a line, but you're going to get eggs and they're going to be delicious. Christine, back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. And as you saw, the line for the eggs can get pretty long. My husband actually sit in that line to grab our dozen, and it's worth the wait, but you're likely to wait less if you get there early. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is open rain or shine on Tuesdays and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're now just a week away from the annual Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. For the past few years, our city has served as a deployment site and partners with the LA Homeless Services Authority, local municipalities, law enforcement, and community members. This year, the count takes place on Wednesday, January 25th at the Ken Miller Recreation Center. The homeless population and the data are collected and help organizations advocate for the unhoused and allocate resources needed to help everyone experiencing homelessness. You don't need any prior experience to volunteer, and volunteers are limited to 3 members per team. Those under the age of 18 must volunteer with a parent or guardian. To sign up, just go to theycountwillyou.org/volunteer. If you're looking for a new job that gets you out of the office, how about joining Torrance Transit? The city is looking for bus operators, and as Maritza Jacobo shares, it helped her to turn her life around.
I was without a job for 7 months, and I went walking in the city of Torrance, and I told them I'm looking for a job, and the lady told me, well, we have these bus operators. When I came to the training, I saw these monster buses, and I thought, I'm not going to be able to make it. So I failed and failed and failed, but then I have to persevere. So I came and I passed it with 80 points, and here I am. 7 years later, I'm going to leave a legacy for my kids. Come to Torrance Transit.
Torrance Transit is currently offering a $2,000 hiring bonus. Interested candidates can come out to an in-person hiring event on Saturday, February 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you know anyone who is turning 100 years old or older this year? We want to celebrate all those in Torrance who are reaching those big milestones, like Regina Terrazas, a World War II veteran who celebrated her big birthday last year in a very unique way.
She was receiving the messages from the Japanese, and they would sit in a room and they would teletype the messages that they're hearing through their headphones from the Japanese, and then they would pass to the people that were decoding them so they could figure out what they were saying, and they did. I mean, I think that's the one reason we won the war.
Regina did something few people would for their birthday. Take out $100 bills, that's $10,000 from her savings account, and mail each bill to 100 people she knows so they can pay it forward to someone in need.
I said, Mom, are you crazy? She goes, no, that's what I'm going to do. You're not going to talk me out of it, okay? Okay.
Lynn Dietland says her mom grew up during the Great Depression, lived a humble life, and saved for most of her life. Now it's inspiring to see her gifting that money to so many others.
She told me that's going to give me so much joy than any gift that anybody could ever give me. So I just can't wait for them to send me the letters and tell me what they did with the money.
Regina reads a part of her letter that she wrote along with the cash.
It says, hi, my special relatives, friends, neighbors, and former co-workers. I have been so blessed to have lived 100 years. My birthday was on New Year's Day, 2022. I often think, why me? I grew up on a small farm in Montana, the eldest of 9 siblings. A lot of times we struggled. Winters were harsh. We lived in a 2-room farmhouse and went to school in a 1-room schoolhouse. At 17, I left the farm for town and worked for the post office, and then went to telegraphy school in Spokane, Washington, and became a relief operator for the Great Northern Railroad. I was just biding my time until I turned 21 so I could join the Navy and become a waif. My father wouldn't sign the papers because I wanted to go at 18, but he wouldn't sign the papers. I wanted to see the world. I worked for the Federal Aviation Agency for 20 years and retired at the age of 75. Yes, I did see much of the world with domestic and world travel and many tours. Hardly a month went by when I wasn't going somewhere. I really miss it. I really miss it. I keep busy every day doing crosswords, jigsaw puzzles, and word searches. I have lived a full life, and I have lived a full life.
She concluded the letter asking each person to write back, letting her know how that $100 bill was spent. And the replies started pouring in.
Oh, there was one from Northrop. I belonged to the Northrop retirement, and she had a baby that died, and so they couldn't pay the hospital bill. So she says 20 years later, she says, I got this $100 bill, I'm going to give it to the hospital. It just touched me so much, yeah. And then others gave to people that had lost their child or had a terrible accident. Oh, there were so many stories, and then some of them woof woof places, you know, dog shelters.
You can watch the full video on upcoming episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Do you have a family member or a friend who lives in our city and will be turning 100 or older? Please let us know. The city would like to honor your loved ones through its special program. It's made possible through the city's Recreation Division and Commission on Aging. You can fill out an application at torranceca.gov/centenarian program at least 2 months before the big birthday, and your loved one will receive a special certificate and a coin from the city. The Torrance Rose Float Association also has a big celebration coming up and wants the community to join in. Our city's latest float for the 134th Rose Parade won the President Trophy for the most outstanding use and presentation of flowers. City leaders were impressed on officials' night as they got a close-up look at the bigger-than-life creation.
There is a sense of pride that to be here as mayor and to have our own city float. Part of it is to showcase the city of Torrance, you know, among the world. It's not just the United States. I think there's an opportunity to showcase, to tell people, you know, Torrance is a place to come to visit, to live, play, work. And we're such a diverse city. We've got so many things going on.
The Rose Parade and our Torrance Rose Float Association are one of the greatest things that brings our community together. And I've just been so thrilled with all the stuff that we've been able to do as part of our community, getting our community excited about seeing our float.
It's so amazing. I know we haven't had the opportunity in the last few years to actually get out and enjoy the floats and what this represents not only to the city, but to the world. And I'm joined here with some of our great creator and volunteers that make us so happy and make this amazing work of art that you're going to see happen.
It was just amazing for me how much work is done behind the scene, how much dedication, how much loyalty to this program, and how much love is into this program.
2023 marked the city's 67th time participating with a float, and as always, it took a village of volunteers to make that happen. And now the Torrance Rose Float Association wants to celebrate with a special dinner. It takes place on Saturday, February 4th at 5:30 p.m. at the Toyota Meeting Hall. Reservations must be made by Friday, January 20th. For more information, go to torrancerosefloat.org. Well, still ahead, it's Try It Tuesday, and it's not too late to spend a few days learning how to protect our community during a major emergency. We'll tell you how when we come back in 60 seconds.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Try It Tuesday, there are still spots left for an upcoming free training by the Torrance Fire Department. Firefighters hope to better prepare us when emergencies occur. The department's Community Emergency Response Training, or CERT, takes place over 3 days starting this Friday, January 20th. The course teaches participants about what to do before, during, and after an area-wide emergency. To sign up, go to torranceca.gov/class registration. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.